You actually, right now, listening to this podcast, have 100% success record on everything you've done in your life. You know why? Because you're here, you're breathing. None of the bad things, the good things, the ups, the downs, none of them have gotten you. You have 100% track record for surviving change, for surviving hard days, for you have 100% success record on that already. Did you know that? Any kind of thing that your fear is trying to tell you, if you change, if you make the move, if you take the step, something bad's going to happen. No, say back to it, excuse me, I have 100% track record for surviving. So go away, fear. Hello and welcome to The Abundant Coach. I'm super happy to be back with you, and I have got what I believe is a great topic for you, because many of us have been in the position of what we're going to talk about today, which is 4 steps to take when you feel stuck. The thing about being stuck is you don't feel like taking a step. You don't even know the step to take. So I'm going to give you a tried and true formula for how to get unstuck, whatever you're stuck with. So you feel stuck in a job you don't like, something big like that, or you just feel stuck not knowing what step to take today to move the dream forward. Whatever level of stuckness you're feeling, this formula is absolutely going to support you in getting unstuck. So like always, we're going to start with a quote. I love this quote. It makes me laugh every time I read it because it's a Jim Rohn quote. And Jim Rohn had a way of just kicking your butt. And so I love that. I like, sometimes we need a little spiritual ass whooping. So that's what we're going to start with today. So Jim Rohn quote, he says, if you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. In other words, you're not rooted to the ground. You're not stuck in one place. If you don't like how things are, change it. And that goes to whether you're stuck because of the own fears in your own mind, or you're stuck in a situation or a condition that you don't love. Whatever reason you feel stuck, you can move. You're not a tree. I just love that. So with that, to frame our conversation, let me give you the steps that you can take to get unstuck. First and foremost, step number 1, just clean, plain, and simple. Stop saying you're stuck. Stop it. And I know that sounds so oversimple, but it's interesting how, if you really notice your thoughts, so brave thinking tool number 1 is notice what you're noticing. So if you notice yourself, even in your own mind, you're not saying it out loud, but you're just thinking the thought, I'm stuck. How am I going to get out of this? I don't know what step to take. I don't like this. I don't know what I'm doing. You're stacking bricks on your chest. That's what keeping thinking that thought is doing. And you don't get to an expansive place by continuing to stack on your chest how stuck you are. Number 1. If you're saying it out loud, if you're telling everyone, I feel stuck and I don't know what to do and this, now it's double whammy, because in your own mind, it's, your thoughts create your reality 1000%. So just thinking it is going to create that feeling of bricks stacked on your chest, not knowing what to do, complete paralysis, that fight, flight, freeze mode. Now say it out loud. Say it out loud, and it just doubles the effect of it, because now it's held in the energy field. It's in the mind of everybody that you said that to. Maya Angelou has a great video when she did Oprah's masterclass, and she says, words are important. Words are important. And when you say words, they get stuck in the walls, in your clothes. Words are things. She said, you must be very careful about your words. And then she goes into like name calling and things of that nature, which isn't relevant here, but she says, words are things. You must be careful about them. And she says, someday we'll be able to measure the power of words. She says, I think they're things. They get on the walls, they get in your wallpaper, they get in your rugs and your upholstery, your clothes, and finally in you. So when you keep repeating the thing that you don't want, it's just an amplification of that, and thoughts become feelings. So if I keep saying I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, I'm not going to do, I'm actually amplifying that. It's like I'm praying for more stuckness. So we want to be very, very clear about not saying that. A couple tools that you can use. You can say, I was feeling stuck, but now the next step is revealing itself to me. You're not lying to yourself. You're just giving yourself an openness that the next step is revealing itself. So stop saying it. Number 1, first and foremost. Okay. Step 2 is notice all the places where you aren't stuck. Because here's the thing, if you were truly stuck, if I am stuck was true, you would not have gotten out of bed. You wouldn't have gotten up to go to the bathroom. You literally would be stuck. So the word I am stuck is actually not true. And the most powerful thing we can do is put a word after I am. Because when you say I am, your subconscious mind believes you, spirit believes you, universe believes you, you have free will. So if you're feeling stuck and you've now stopped saying that because you did step number one, the next thing is to notice all the places where you aren't stuck. You got out of bed this morning. So if I was truly stuck, I wouldn't have gotten out of bed. If I was truly stuck, I wouldn't have gotten up to get to the bathroom. If I was truly stuck, I wouldn't have laughed when my best friend told me a funny meme. So you're just sent me a funny meme. You're just noticing the places where you aren't stuck. If you went to the gym, you're not stuck. You went to the gym. You did something that most people on this planet didn't do today. So if you notice all the places where you aren't stuck, it actually amplifies the feeling of momentum and movement and moving forward. That's number two. Really identify them. And when I say identify them, don't just casually think about it. Really just say to yourself, hey, I just drove to the grocery store and back. I'm not stuck. I just went to the gym. I'm not stuck in that area of my life. Now, your subconscious mind is going to want to come back and say, yeah, but you're still stuck in your career, or you're still stuck not knowing the step to take in your coaching business. That's fine. That's okay. But just show it all the places where you aren't stuck so that I am stuck no longer feels true to you. That's really important to move the energy, because here's the thing. We're actually one being. I know we think that we can compartmentalize myself. Here's work, here's love, here's this, but actually you're one being. And there's lots of places in your beingness where you're not stuck at all. And that's really important for the spirit in you, the nervous system in you, the subconscious in you to see that there's actually plenty of places where you're not at all stuck. So I love that. Let me go back to number one, which is stop saying you're stuck. I always want to be clear. It's like, we're not saying don't own your feelings or don't listen to your feelings or whatever it is, but it isn't all of you. It's not all of you that's stuck. You can see that from number two. So instead of saying, if number one, you're just going to stop saying it. But if you catch yourself saying it, or you want to express it to someone, or you want to journal about it, you can say, part of me feels stuck. Part of me feels stuck, because not all of you does. And as soon as you say part of me and you just sequester it and make it smaller, you're going to feel relief. So number one, stop saying you're stuck. Number two, notice all the places where you aren't stuck. A story is coming to my mind that's not 100% relevant, but I'm going to tell it because I think it'll matter to you, so you can just see how this starts to move things. Several years ago, my husband and I were living in El Granada, California, which is by Half Moon Bay, south of San Francisco coastline. And I was feeling in a funk. I don't know if I would have used the word stuck. Maybe I would have, but it was just like this funk. Like nothing sounds good to me. No idea. I don't want to do anything. Like I just feel stuck. Part of me felt stuck. And so I remember just saying to myself, okay, not all of you is stuck. Same 4 things that I'm taking you through. Brave thinking steps to get unstuck. So stop saying you're stuck. All right, I can stop saying that. Now, what do I want to do? Now, let me get unstuck somewhere. So I just said, is there anything in the world that would make me feel better right now? And in the beginning, I couldn't come up with anything. Watch a movie? No. Go over here? No. Like nothing felt good to me. That's how I felt, nothing, there's nothing. But I just opened myself, just open me to the place of something that would feel good to me. And I don't know why I guess this is just funny because it's not the idea I expected. And it's not something that I normally did, but this is what came to me. What I heard is go to the store, buy all sorts of ingredients for a charcuterie board, like the salami and the olives and the this and the that, and make yourself a beautiful charcuterie board. I'd never done that before, but that was the only thing that felt like any sort of movement. Like if I did that, I might feel a little bit happy. And I did that. And I went to the store, great store. It was called Spangler's Market. It was like, I lived in this place. It was a rural coastline in San Francisco. And there wasn't a grocery store until you drove maybe like 5 miles, but except for this little community grocery store, which was amazing. It was wonderful. I went there. I got all my charcuterie stuff. I made the charcuterie board. I enjoyed every moment of it. I ate it and I felt 1,000 times better. I didn't solve the world's problems. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. Nothing had changed except I found a place where I wasn't stuck, where I could do one thing that made me feel better. And then that just kept amplifying. I made the board, I went to the store. Like it just amplifies when you're willing to live into that. So stop saying you're stuck is number one. Number two, notice all the places you aren't stuck, or find one little place that you can see, oh, I'm actually not stuck there if I really think about it. All right, now step three. Anytime that we think we're stuck, this confusion paradigm, or I don't know what to do, or I feel stuck, it's actually a symptom. Mary Morrissey, our founder, always shares that confusion is actually a self-limiting paradigm. Because when you're confused, you don't know what to do, you don't have to move. And so you stay really in that comfort zone of creating the same results you've always had. That really is what confusion does. It just keeps you, it's not that you actually don't know what step to take. I'm gonna, for those of you who are saying, I really don't know what step to take, I'm gonna push back on that. Because I actually think that you do know. Now, there's several reasons why your mind would want to tell you that you don't know. One could be you don't want to take the step that you know you have to take. Another could be that you're afraid of failure. Another could be that you haven't taken the steps to explore what it is that would get you unstuck. But I actually don't believe that you don't know what step to take, or that I wouldn't know what step to take. I believe that when we're in confusion, and I learned this from Mary, that it's a convenient way, and I don't mean that harshly, like we should shame ourselves around that. It's just, it's a convenient way for our self-limiting paradigm, our self-limiting beliefs, to just make it like, all right, well, there's nothing for me. And so I'm going to give you step three is realizing this. This is a Mary Morrissey quote right out of her playbook. She says, often when you feel stuck or you are exploring what's next in your life, she says this: you don't want to know what you really do know, because you don't want to have to do the thing you'd have to do if you let yourself know. You don't want to know what you really do know, because you don't want to have to do the thing you'd have to do if you let yourself know. Meaning you actually don't want to know, in some ways, that not your spirit's always here to party. Like the spiritual side of your nature, your higher self is always like, let's love, let's grow, let's party. The human side of your nature doesn't want to know because it doesn't like change. Because change to the nervous system means that I could be in danger. We're not really going to die if we change, but our nervous system makes us feel like we will. So part of this is saying, okay, there's a part of me that doesn't want to know what I really do know, because I don't want to have to do the thing. So if you're the person who feels stuck in a job or stuck in a relationship or wanting to take the next step to grow your coaching business, and yet you feel stuck, there is a part of you most likely that doesn't want to know what you really do know, doesn't want to know the step, or doesn't want to know the answer, because the thought of taking it is hecka scary. And so let's just take a breath with that. That yes, there has been a part of me up until now that doesn't want to know what I really do now know. But now that I've stopped saying I'm stuck, and now that I've noticed all the places where I'm not stuck, now I'm ready to look at what it is I actually do know about getting unstuck. Not letting fear get me on that one, because ultimately it's all going to be okay. I want to just point out for all of us that you actually right now listening to this podcast have 100% success record on everything you've done in your life. You know why? Because you're here, you're breathing. None of the bad things, the good things, the ups, the downs, none of them have gotten you. You have 100% track record for surviving change, for surviving hard days, you have 100% success record on that already. Did you know that? Any kind of thing that your fear is trying to tell you, if you change, if you make the move, if you take the step, something bad's going to happen. No, say back to it, excuse me, I have 100% track record for surviving. So go away, fear. All right, step number 4. Now that I'm willing to face what I really do know, I do want to leave this job. I do want to grow my coaching business. I do want to let go of this relationship, whatever the thing is that's making you feel stuck. Even if you're the person who feels stuck because you don't know your vision or you don't know what you want, I'm again going to say you actually do know. Step number 3, you don't want to know what you really do know because you don't want to have to do the thing you'd have to do if you let yourself know. Okay, so that brings us to step 4. You actually do know is step 3. Step 4, your move is to generate the feeling tone of it all working out. So if you had a magic wand, put the how aside, put what you'd have to do aside, and if you had a magic wand and it all worked out, what would you be doing? And it's okay if you hear an answer like, I'd quit this job, or I'd take this step, or whatever. If I had a magic wand and it all worked out, I'd be on a stage somewhere, or I'd be doing this, or I'd be falling in love again, or I'd be on podcasts, or whatever it is that you hear with a magic wand, it all worked out. Perfect. That's the vision. So if you're the person who's like, I have no idea what I want, whatever came up for you right there, that's it, right there. If you're the person who knows exactly what you want with that magic wand, great. Now, I want to speak to the person, if you're the person who really truly feels like nothing came up, Lauren, I really don't know with a magic wand, then something I guarantee, 100% guarantee you do know, is how you want to feel. Because not one of us wakes up in the morning and visions for waking up with arthritis, or waking up feeling crappy, or waking up feeling like we don't love our life. If you know how you'd love to feel, you actually do know where you want to go. So if you're sitting here and you're going, well, I love to feel passionate about my life. All right, then just make the magic wand be, I'm so grateful that I feel passionate about my life every day. And that's all you have to say. Like, that in and of itself is a vision of you feel passionate. What this does, what step 4 will do, is when I get on a frequency of passionate, or happy, or peaceful, or speaking on a stage, I start to feel feelings that are not stuck at all. And the only place stuck exists is in our mind. The only place stuck exists is in our mind. So if I get myself in my mind to this feeling place where I feel passionate, and I'm on that stage, or I'm doing that thing, or I'm on podcast episodes, or I'm in that relationship, or whatever it is, you are unstuck. And from that frequency, that place where you can actually feel what it would feel like to feel passionate about your life, or to be thriving, and just let that go from the top of your head to the tippy tips of your toes, more will reveal itself to you. And it doesn't have to reveal it to you today. If you just stay in these 4 steps, you will feel so different. So make a commitment to yourself right now. If you're the person who's been feeling a little bit stuck in some area of your life, how many days are you willing to do these steps with me? One day works. One day is an amazing start. 2 days, a week, a 30-day experiment, commit to it. This will take you somewhere. I promise you that. So let's review the 4 steps. Stop saying you're stuck. And if for some reason you feel like you have to journal it or say it out loud or whatever, just say part of me feels, because it isn't all of you. Step number 2, notice all the places where you aren't stuck, even if it's making a charcuterie board. Notice all the places where you are moving. There is forward movement. You laughed on the phone with a friend today. Like, I wasn't stuck there. Like, any place where you don't feel stuck, notice that. Step number 3, realizing that you actually do know. You do know a step. You do know what you want, because the only reason that you would feel confusion is because you don't want to know what you really do know, because you don't want to have to do the thing you'd have to do if you let yourself know. And then finally, go to a place of vision, a place of, if I had a magic wand, I don't have to know how, it doesn't have to be reasonable, it doesn't have to be rational, but if I had a magic wand and could just wave it over my life, what would be occurring? And if even you can't get there, one place you can get for sure is how you would love to feel. And you magnetize that, and you emanate that, and you let it go from the top of your head to the tippy tips of your toe, and you feel that feeling. And if you feel it long enough, Bob Proctor used to say, there is a place, meaning that place right there is a place where you are unstuck. And we've done it. We've solved it. Know this, I know for you, without a shadow of a doubt, you do these 4 steps, you will walk yourself into a whole new result. A beautiful, forward-moving, momentum-building, snowball effect way of moving forward. I love you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you never miss a new upload. You can help our channel continue to grow as we invest in creating more great content for coaches. Lastly, check the description below for helpful links to the resources mentioned in this video. Thank you, and have an amazing day.